Hello everybody, this is Rob, GW8RDI. I'm pleased to say that I've now got the new 5-inch Spectrum here hooked up to my SG 2020 rig, HF rig here, which I've had for when I bought it new in 2000, so had it quite a while. And it's a very good rig. It's got quite good output power and full coverage, but of course it didn't ever have the Spectrum, which wasn't available back then. And one of the things I always wanted to do was put a Spectrum on it, because it's such a good rig and it's very portable. So yeah, I looked at the circuit, and we've got the preamplifier here, and then we have basically that goes into the mixer, the first mixer, and produces a 60 megahertz IF frequency. So I've basically tapped, if you can see in here, straight off the output of the IF after the BFO mixer, and that's fed straight into the Spectrum. So let's have a look and see how that sounds. So this is 40 meters. Obviously one of the things we can't easily do is this rig doesn't have CAT, being a classic HF rig. There's no communications port. So what we're doing here is we've got basically the zero frequency and then plus and minus on the display rather than actual frequencies. So you basically use the frequency off the front of the rig, the classic rig, and you've got a plus and minus from that frequency on the Spectrum, and then you can put in the rig name or your call sign or whatever you want. So let's have a quick tune.
Over 3,000 meters height on the sea level, and the temperature now is about 8 degrees centigrade.
So one of the things that's really notable is the low noise level.
It's very
Okay, so if we look at the frequency of that, that's 7.11. Let's switch that over to the G90. I'm muting the audio. Okay, and then switching back.
condenser microphone AKG, and power is around 500 watts or more. Only install the stage and the antenna is so, thank you. I won't hold it too long. Hope it's a nice evening there on Palma Island, and we'll see you soon. The also Charlie Whiskey Alpha, the I0 Charlie Lima Cambio.
Okay. Quite a lot of heavy broadcast stations. And of course one of the things we can do is we can go into slip tune mode, and then we can tune One of the problems of picking up the IF is actually fitting interference back into the rig, and this is particularly sensitive on the IF stage of the SG2020, and even just connecting a standard scope probe such as this generates horrendous noise back into the transceiver. So for a lot of transceivers they will need perhaps some sort of isolation, but in this case it actually works pretty well, and the spectrum's looking really good. And it's actually dead on DC in this case. We're not offsetting. Well, we are actually. Take that back. Okay, switch off slip tune. Oh no. Alright, no, we're not offsetting. We're dead on 0. And normally with SDR you have to offset from the 0 frequency, because we've got the mixer frequency, the frequency of 60 megahertz, and the way SDR and the IQ calculations work around DC, there's not a very clean signal, and it's actually working surprisingly well. Some very powerful stations putting out about a kilowatt. So there we have it. So basically with the Spectrum M3 Plus you've got two ways of connecting to your classic rig, such as your FT817 and others. One is directly with an IF tap, which is just 2 solder connections into the rig. Very easy to do, but with a risk of some noise pickup. Or you can actually have it so that it will pick up the signal from the filters, from the filter bank into the receiver, and then you've got a very nice clean signal going in, but it's not linked, it's not synced to the transceiver. And if the rig doesn't have CAT, then it can't be synced very easily. Obviously, if it's an older rig and it has CAT, you can connect it just to the other side of the antenna filters, and have it with CAT. It will then synchronize the tuning. If not, you can tap it straight off the IF. On some rigs it may need a buffer amplifier. In this case, although the rig is very sensitive at this point on the IF circuitry, it's actually working pretty well with the audio. So there it is, and obviously I'll post another video with the connection directly into the RF filters. I hope that's of interest.